Hey, how's it going, guys? Mr. Boss for the win here, and in today's GTA video, we're going to be talking about some great news for the graphics of GTA 6. So I think we all have high expectations for Rockstar Grand Theft Auto 6 and the way the game is going to look. So we actually heard from Rockstar Games insider Tez Funds 2, who has a source that tells us some really great news. So someone ended up saying, I really hope they can pull off real-time RTGI, just because of that sweet photorealistic urban imagery, just like the Unreal 5 Matrix Awakens demo. And he said an ex-Rockstar developer mentioned to a friend that GTA 6 will very much be into photorealism. That's about the only hint he gave me, since it's so much obvious and common sense. GTA 5 on PS5 and Xbox Series X and S already uses Rockstar's new graphics pipeline architecture, which RDR2 uses as well. RDR2's SGA is SGA 1, and GTA 5 for PS5 and Xbox Series X and S is SGA 2. Ray tracing options are included in the latter, but mainly targeting shadows and lighting. Ray tracing ambient occlusion is disabled on GTA 5's PS5 version, likely due to the heavy performance hit, with noting a game recently released, Battlefield 2042, only supports RT ambient occlusion on the PC version, and he posts some comparison sliders. To be honest, I don't see this feature as a must-have due to the concern of performance issues. However, shortly after RDR2 launched, there was the graphics backlash from the community, where people said the graphics were downgraded because Rockstar removed or downgraded ambient occlusion to fix the frame rate issues. Rockstar has since reverted the change to match the on-disc version. GTA 5 E&E supports RT shadows and RT ambient occlusion, yet disabled on consoles. What's left is for Rockstar to support RT global illumination and RT reflections, which is what Lumen of Unreal 5 is all about. GTA 6 will highly likely feature these two features, and you get full ray tracing experience. But it does beg the question whether Rockstar would go full-on ray tracing mode, since RT ambient occlusion is disabled on the new consoles, PS5 and Xbox Series X and S. So I'm sure you know this, but just in case you don't, photorealism is essentially the quality of something like art, or in this case, video game graphics, that depict a real life image or object or people. It's going to look like real life, and that's what we're going to be getting for the graphics of GTA 6. And we've slowly been progressing towards this. I mean, just take a look back at recent Rockstar titles to what they've done really recently, from Red Dead Redemption to Red Dead Redemption 2. There was obviously a huge jump. From GTA 4 to Grand Theft Auto 5, there was obviously a massive jump, and we are going to see that again from GTA 5 to Grand Theft Auto 6. So that I'm very excited about. I can't wait to get our hands on the first screenshot, images, trailer, whatever it's going to be from GTA 6. I know it is going to be picked apart like crazy. People are going to say, this looks terrible. Why can't it look like this? It should look more like that. But I know at the end of the day, Rockstar is going to make it an absolute masterpiece. Now, like insider Tez Funds 2 mentioned, I know that this is pretty obvious, but Rockstar has been building, like he said, a pretty impressive resume of a graphics pipeline and architecture. RDR2, the new versions of GTA 5, so Rockstar is just going to be able to build upon that to include these ray tracing options with enhanced shadows and lighting. And we're going to be able to use these features like ray traced ambient occlusion without having that giant performance hit. And on top of that, we're going to get even more powerful consoles that are going to be coming out soon. I mean, right now we have the PS5 and Xbox Series X and S. There's going to be another generation. There's going to be the PlayStation 5 Pro or Xbox Series XX or whatever they're going to call it. And that's what I want to dive into next. So someone ended up saying, basically, did the PS5 and Xbox Series CPU and SSD change their entire project other than the narrative? They're essentially talking about, did the hardware of these new consoles change what Rockstar was going to do with GTA 6? And he said, doubt that. Usually the developers receive the dev kits about 2 years prior to the new consoles going out. I believe the culture changes are the biggest factors behind Rockstar scrapping early plans for GTA 6. Speaking of which, AAA developers like Rockstar, Naughty Dog, EA, etc. are all receiving early details of the midlife upgrade dev kits for PS5 and Xbox Series X and S. Last I heard, the new dev kits were scheduled for arrival by fall this year. PS5 Pro and whatever the upgraded version of Xbox Series will be called are happening there's already that conference that leaked them. So Grand Theft Auto 6 is going to be the first Rockstar game that's purely developed for these new generation systems, and they might even start out on the midlife ones, because if you think about it, we're probably about 2.5, 3 years away from GTA 6 coming out. If you want to believe all the reports, the insider information, and leaks that have happened, it's going to be 2024, 2025. Now, we're obviously going to officially hear about GTA 6 way before then, and we're going to have a ton of lead up with info, trailers, screenshots, marketing, all that sort of stuff. But it's likely 2.5, 2 years away, 3 years away, something along those lines. And we know that Rockstar's probably going to throw a delay or two in there. And so because of that, they might end up coming out for the midlife versions of this console cycle, which would be PS5 Pro, and then again, whatever the new Xbox Series X upgrades are going to be called. So this will be the first game truly developed for the current generation consoles, and they might even be really well optimized only on the midlife versions, which means Rockstar has full fidelity to make the graphics of this game as insane as they want. Because not only are they not going to have to dumb it down for the PS4 and Xbox One, no offense to anyone that still is playing on those systems, but remember they came out in 2013, and those systems altogether were already kind of inferior consoles when you compare it to the hardware that was in PCs at the time. That's not the case with the new PS5s and the new Xbox Series X and S's. So needless to say, Rockstar is not going to have to dumb down their capabilities here when it comes to making some of the most realistic graphics of all time. And I think we're about to take a huge leap from where we are now to what we're going to see in the future, and that's GTA 6. But anyways, I'd love to hear from you guys in those comments down below. Let me know what you think the graphics of GTA 6 are going to look like. Are they going to be way far in advance of the games we're seeing right now? Do you think they're going to be similar to like Red Dead Redemption 2 or some of the other most graphically beautiful games that are coming out right now? Let me know what you would like to see them look like in those comments down below. I'd love to hear from you guys down there. Or I know there's a good chunk of you guys out there that just don't care about graphics at all, which is totally fine, and you're more interested in the story and the characters and the world that Rockstar builds. Let me know if that's the case too. If you guys did go on to enjoy this video though, a like rating would of course be awesome. And be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new, or you want to stay up to date on all the latest GTA and all the Rockstar Games videos that I'll be doing here on my channel. And be sure to ring that notification bell as well. Sometimes YouTube just doesn't work, and if you ring that bell, you'll always be guaranteed to be notified when new videos arrive. But of course, as always, guys, thank you all so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.